Hi, this is James from Tabletop Gaming Guild. Today we're going to take a look at Tidal Blades Banner Festival. This is a 2 to 5 player game published by Lucky Duck Games. In this game, you're trying to be basically the best merchant. You're trying to upgrade your merchant level. You're trying to get as many star fruit as you can and have feasts and get points for that. And you're trying this little area control area where we're trying to control the different areas at the 2 different regions. So let's go ahead down to the table here and I'll give you a general overview how to play the game, and then we'll come back and I'll give you my final thoughts. All right, so this is Banner Festival. In Banner Festival, we're going to play over 3 rounds. We are going to try to sell our goods, try to have feasts, and try to upgrade our merchant to get the most points by the end of 3 rounds. So to start off this game, what we're going to do is you're going to have a certain number of berries, of these little star fruit, in the middle of the board based on player count. You will also put one of your little watercraft out on the 1 space, and you'll put the gate out on 4. In addition, you'll look to see how many cards are dealt out to each player, and you'll deal those cards out. All right, so if you're playing with a 2 or 3 player game, there's one special rule. If you're playing with a 3-player game, before everyone puts out a card, you're going to place out one of these cards. If you're playing with a 2-player game, you'll place out 2 of these cards. And I'll tell you what that means in a second. Basically, you're going to try to place your cards in one of 3 places. You're either going to try to have the highest card, one of the middle cards, or the lowest card. If you have the highest card, you're basically going to move your watercraft to where the gate is. If you have one of the middle cards, you're just going to place your banner in the region where the gate is. If you have the lowest card, you get to do what it says on the card, and you get to move the gate up to 4 spaces on the board. The game is going to go over 3 rounds, and the 3 rounds are going to last for however many cards that you have. So one round will end once all these cards are played. You're going to take a look at your cards, and everyone's going to simultaneously place a card down, and then we'll all flip it, and then we'll resolve them. Now, wherever the gate is determines which suits are better than any other ones. Right now it's going to be yellow's better than teal, teal's better than purple, and purple's better than orange. And then the suits are numbered 0 through 9. Based on your player count, you may not have 0 cards, 9 being the best. So, as an example, we're playing a 3-player game, so this card would be flipped. So that is going to be an orange 9, which is the lowest over here. But one little thing that's really cool on these ones, if you can ever pull it off, which the closer you get to the end of the game, the more likely that you will, or the end of the round. If you get to play this card last, you get to the bottom thing. These 9s give you 5 points at the end of the game. That's one of the only other ways. That's the only other way to get points other than those 3 main ways. So they play a 9. Here's what the other players play. So they play these 2 cards, and I play, because I wanted to win, I played the yellow 7. So now we're going to resolve them. This card is better than this card. This card's better than this, and this is the order. Okay? So what this means is this 7 here, I get to go first. I get the first benefit, which is the highest number. I get to move my watercraft to that location. I'm green, so I'll just move it up over here. Now, the dummy player doesn't do anything. It's just there to help place the order. This player gets to place one of their banners in the region. So this was an 8 orange, which is very important. In this region, we are looking for, if it's odd, green or purple, orange or yellow. So I can place their banner on the orange, because that was happening, and they get the benefit on the bottom, which is one of these fruits. If 2 people have the same color card and the same thing, they can place them on the same place if there's nothing there. However, on future rounds, nothing can be placed there. If this is completely full, so let's say I played an orange 8 on my turn, then I would put it in the fortress in the middle, and this is for both regions. This is important in a second, and I'll explain what that does. The last player gets to do the thing that's on the bottom of their card. And this one here says, place one banner at this region's tower. So that player gets to place one of the banners at the region's tower, which is right here. And these are going to be the area control or element of the game, and they'll be resolved at the end of the round. So that was one round. So as time goes by, the last player also, I forgot, the last player will also get to move this gate. They can move it up to 1 to 4, 1, 2, 3, or 4 spaces, and they're going to move it all the way here. So we're going to go look through our hand and play another card. Whoops, not that hand. This hand, and play another card. So a couple things that will happen while we go through and do this. One is, if my watercraft ever crosses this 8 line, I get to flip over the top card here. So now at the end of the game, I'm going to have 1 point. If I make another lap, then I'll flip the next card over on top of this. Now at the end of the game, I have 3 points. Also, if I land on the 5 space, like just on the 5 space, I'll also gain a fruit. This will keep going until I get to my final one here. And this one here is going to be 28 points at the end of the game. Everyone can get up to 28 points, but you're going to have to make a couple laps of the board before you can get there. The other thing we got happening here is when the last star fruit is taken from here, what's going to end up happening is everyone's going to have a feast. The person with the most star fruit gets 1 point per star fruit, and everyone gets a half point rounded up. So if you had 1 star fruit, that means you would get half a point, which rounded up will be 1 point. Finally, once everyone has played their cards, the last part of the round is scoring these regions. And what you're going to do for these regions is you're going to look to see who has control of them. So in this region right here, everyone has 1. So everyone will get 1 point, so they'll get the lowest. In this region here, green has 3, so they'll get 6 points. The second place person would have got 3 points, but these 2 people are tied, so they both get 1 point. So basically how it works is the person with the most gets 6 points, next gets 3 points, and third gets 1 point based on player count. You don't always get the 1 points on there. After that, everything is cleared off except for the chips at the tower locations. Whichever at the tower locations, they remain. So it's really, really nice to have these tokens at the tower locations because they will stay around round to round, which is really good in the game. So in a nutshell, that is going to be how you play Tidal Blade's Banner Festival. Let's go ahead back up the table here and I'll give you my final thoughts on this game. So I really like Tidal Blades. It is pretty awesome. The production quality is amazing. Anytime you get Druid City Games and Lucky Duck Games together, you're going to have an amazing game. I love that little squishy star fruit that's in the middle. I love the big wooden chips that you have for your area control and the little tiny watercraft meeple. And the card art is amazing. Linen finished cards, just the production quality and components is amazing for this game. So, is the game great? I love it. I think it is really easy to teach. It's a very streamlined game, so it's easy to get people into the game. It's easy to get started and get into the strategy really quickly. And it plays in a very short amount of time, so about 30 minutes or so. So you can get a lot of games in, and it really flows and it really feels fun. And I really like the unique sort of like action mechanic that you have for the turn, where you're going to be basically it's not a trick-taking game at all, but you're going to be taking that idea of suits and the suit levels to try to get the area you want for the action you want to do. And no matter what, this game is wonderful because it feels like you've won no matter what. So while I'm the highest person on there, so I get to move my Sea-Doo towards the gate. It's not a Sea-Doo, sorry, watercraft towards the gate. And I'm going to be able to level up my merchant faster. Oh, but I get to put down I didn't get first and the highest, and I'm in the middle, and I get to put down one of my control markers so I can try to get to area control. Great, that's also awesome. Or I got last and I get to fire off the ability on my card, which is pretty sweet on all of them. So everything is a win. It's really fun game. It's a really fast game. Like I said, really easy to teach, so you can have a wide group of audience that can play this game. So highly recommend, if what you saw in the video you like, checking out Tidal Blade's Banner Festival. It's a great 2 to 5 fast-paced game. Thank you for watching.